Hey guys, and welcome back to the Geek Street podcast where the street speaks. So, once again, my name is Jazz, and I have my buddies over here, Sean, Eric, and Arvin. Please say hi, guys.
What's
Up,
up?
guys?
Hello. Okay, so we are here to talk about What If episode 3. And to be honest, I would say that every episode that comes out, it gets more and more interesting. So for those who haven't watched episode 3 yet, spoiler alert, please make sure to watch it before you come and watch our podcast. So this has been a really interesting episode. We see the Avengers actually dying and all the things that are going in the span of that 1 week, because as we all can agree, that week was a very important week for the Avengers, because this is when all the recruitment and all the events happen. So we are going to break down on this. We are going to talk about all the references for it relates to the movies, and hopefully if there's any Easter eggs over there, we can cover on the Easter eggs. Okay guys, let's jump into what if the Avengers Initiative is DOA. So, of course, we begin with the mandatory Marvel logo with that animated style. And this is where it gets interesting. The story goes into a 1 week span. So, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, beginning with Monday, we see Nick Fury and Natasha Romanoff driving in a car. And, of course, he brings up the infamous Avengers line. There was an idea to bring a group of remarkable people. And Natasha cuts him off because, she's heard him say this too many times, and I think we've heard him say this too many times in Infinity War trailer and such, and then so this actually shows the point of view of Nick Fury and Natasha when they meet Tony Stark at the diner. So we see Tony Stark in his Ironman Mark IV suit. Mark IV suit, sitting in the giant donut, and Nick Fury says, sir, I need you to exit the donut. I think we all love that scene from Iron Man 2. And then we see Nick Fury and Tony in the diner. Of course, the same scene, the same dialogues are exactly taken from the movie, where Fury shows that puzzle thing on his neck because of the palladium poisoning that Tony was having in Iron Man 2. And of course, Natasha injects Tony with lithium dioxide. So in the movie, this actually helps to take the edge off, the symptoms goes down. But in this case, Tony actually dies. So, he has like a seizure and he drops dead. The moment when he dropped dead, I was like, did he pass out or something? And it turns out that he died. Like a very shocking moment over there.
That whole scene was actually very cool also, because it was the exact same lines from all of them, like even Natasha and Fury. Fury said the exact same line, just different expression in it. This time he was more chill compared to the movie. I think he was very aggressive with Tony. But the thing that changed was when Natasha couldn't finish her line. She was about to say like it's supposed to improve your immune or something, and before she could say it, he already started having seizure. So that was the only difference in that between the movie and the episode.
Yeah, actually in this scene, I honestly thought that Natasha actually killed Iron Man. Like, because she's, maybe we don't know, because it's what if, right? I thought maybe she's still in the Black Widow program, so she's sent to kill Tony Stark. So I thought like, oh shit, so Black Widow is going to be the rogue person now. People have to find her down and everything, all like this. But then, as we all know, as we discuss this, the thing will play out differently. So just, you can carry on.
Yeah, so I mean, I can imagine both of them in that, oh shit, man, deep shit moment, like he's dead. So right immediately we see the Watcher. He explains about how the story spans in 1 week and how 3 stories unfold. So the story mainly focuses on Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, and Thor. So Tony Stark, the genius who fights his demons, Bruce Banner, the monster inside a man, hiding inside a man, and Thor is the crown prince who fell. So these are the stories that cover, and the art style that they showed was very nice, and that money shot, of the Avengers standing all together, but that didn't happen in this story. Okay, so we jump on Tuesday. Coulson calls Nick to inform him that he found Mjolnir. I'm just
name we're calling.
yeah. I'm just gonna call it like how Cat Denning calls it Mew Mew.
Yeah, it's actually damn cute. I like damn cute, like Mew Mew.
Yeah. So Mew Mew. So at the same time, Fury was handling with the fact that Natasha is getting arrested by Shield because they believe that because she's an ex-Russian, so she's like Harvin mentioned that she's actually part of the Russian spy and killed Tony Stark. And one of the two main agents we see escorting her is of course Jack Rollins and Brock Rumlow. As you all know, Brock Rumlow will become Crossbones in Captain America. In Age of Ultron. Okay, and these are voiced by the same actors as well. So Fury gives Natasha the syringe that she injected Tony with, and he puts it in her hand so for her to go and search for answers because they think that someone inside Shield is compromised. So this was hinting Hydra, but as the story goes, we know it's not Hydra. So we see Natasha in the van and she immediately uncuffs herself. I think there was like a Joker reference of that. She'd be like, why so serious? But I think it's a normal thing lah. So she fights the agents in the van. So this sort of replicates the scene from Captain America Winter Soldier where Tony fights the agents inside that small lift. Yeah,
not Tony, Steve.
Yeah. Tony, sorry.
No, but the fight scene was really cool, like the way they did it. Like if you slow it down, right, you can see like it's so choreographed, so real that she actually like just used one leg to like spin 360, and then only she landed like her whole kick. Like it was very, very, very amazingly choreographed. Like it was real.
Yeah, like not like your typical cartoon fights lah.
Yeah.
Got choreography over there.
And she looked damn pretty on animation though with the red hair. I was like, wow, actually, like just like how we fantasize Nebula back in episode 2. So it was very on par. The animation is so good. It's very good actually. Kudos to the animators.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this wasn't voiced by Scarlett Johansson. That's the only sad part.
I think it's simply because despite we also say that because maybe they didn't get the contract. I think because their story arc inside the MCU itself is already ended. That's what I feel like for Tony Stark, Scarlett Johansson, and also Chris Evans, because arc is already ended. We don't want. Some people might feel like, if then what's the how do you say the end stop for the respect for their
we lost you for a while there.
We saw Harvin's cat. Harvin has a pet cat. I'm not sure what we named the cat. I think it's Bob the cat or something. But he has this pet cat.
It was Bob the cat.
It's such a pity that Tony Stark and Scarlett Johansson couldn't voice their characters. But I think it was all based on contract issues and because they didn't want to extend their contract beyond phase 3. So this was a phase 4 project. So that's the reason why I think that they didn't voice their own characters lah. It would have been really nice just for coming back just for what if, like just a final goodbye, and things like that. But we make do with what we have, like Harvin coming back from the multiverse. So we make do with what we have, and move on lah. So, but I think for me, I feel it's quite a pity lah, actually. But then again, maybe who knows in the future lah. In the future, anything can happen.
I like how you say Tony Stark and Scarlett Johansson, not Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, Robert Downey Jr.
I guess because he portrayed the character that he is that character. Yeah. We don't see him as RDJ, we see him as Tony Stark. So, picking up from where Black Widow escapes from the SHIELD agents, we immediately jump into the scene of Puente Antego, which is in New Mexico. So that is where Thor, the first movie of Thor, takes place. So we see Clint Barton and Nick Fury in that camp that they set up around Mew Mew, and they were talking about how the things are, the radiation is all off charts, and they cannot lift the hammer and everything. And then we immediately see this hunka male Thor breaks in, and he takes out the guards, bashing their faces in. And Coulson, I guess he was starting to have like a crush, like a boy crush on Thor, I guess, because when he reported, he said that he's a Caucasian male, I think like mid-20s, and he has really nice hair.
He's gorgeous.
So,
he would say like he's gorgeous.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
gorgeous.
he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So right after that, Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, he goes up his bird nest to take an aim on Thor, and he was already on standby to shoot Thor and waiting for Nick Fury orders. So Fury says, don't shoot. He wants to see what happens, whether Thor lifts up the hammer or not. And somehow or other, Hawkeye misses. Let's go, and shoots Thor, and Thor dies. So it's like, two major heroes dying. You're like going crazy at this point.
Honestly, I also after this, when you see Hawkeye, supposedly we all thought that Hawkeye is the one who killed Thor. But then in fact that Hawkeye says no. It gives more like a inside job, like more like a Hydra inside job. We all felt like, okay, now Black Widow is a Hydra, and now maybe Clint also is a Hydra. I felt like it was more like a Hydra kind of episode. But then we all know what happened later on. So yeah.
Yeah, no, the way that they position the way the story goes, right? It's as though like we are looking at the ending where instead of Shield, Hydra becomes like the more dominant force, or somebody else lah. For me, I didn't really think too much about Hydra character. I totally forgot about that. But I was thinking along the line something else, like another person within the Shield organization itself that was trying to like overtake Nick Fury or something like that. Like to put Nick Fury at his place. So that was what was running in my mind lah.
In my head, I was thinking someone was controlling them. So it's like I immediately thought of Scarlet Witch, but I thought it was her.
Yeah, I also thought someone was controlling. I thought it was Doctor Strange. So I think all of us have different views. I like how Marvel played with our heads. All of us coming with different scenarios of this thing. Okay, moving on, we see Clint Barton is arrested, of course, for killing Thor, and Fury says that Thor is almost 1,000 years old, and Coulson, he says we have two dead people. One is Tony Stark, and another one is Muscle Beach. So in case anyone who don't know, Muscle Beach is actually an open gym in the beach in Santa Monica, Los Angeles. So whenever you see videos of those bodybuilders in the beach, that is Muscle Beach. So that's what he was referencing to. And immediately right after, Fury goes in to confront Clint Barton, Hawkeye, and we see Hawkeye is dead. So, and at this point, I already knew, that there was something being at play. There was a common enemy, maybe not Hydra, because, the place was closed up. It was secure. No way anyone would have entered and killed Clint Barton. So there was something mystical force, I guess. That was what initially thought lah. And then we see Clint Barton's body and Thor's body in the morgue, and Coulson talks about maybe he had a cyanide capsule. So as you all know, most spies and agents, they always have a hidden cyanide capsule, which they bite on when they're compromised. And they die immediately. But of course, Fury says that, he has a wife and children. So as we all know, Fury knows that Clint Barton has a family somewhere hidden at the countryside. And then Fury also says that we have a space cop next to us that looks like a Chippendales dancer. So that is another like adult reference, I guess. Chippendales dancers are basically like Magic Mike, those the strip dancers with that collar and shirtless. Yeah, so he says that he looks like that.
You like that, Jess?
Like
Coulson likes that.
Yeah. Coulson is like no, because in the beginning itself, when I was when you were watching Phil Coulson, he seemed a little bit not straight lah. even in the movies. So this one is like taken to another level already.
Yeah.
No, I think all fanboys are like that. You will figure out whether what is there. Are they okay? What's wrong with that? Are they too soft or what? I think all fanboys like that. When the moment, let's just say now we all suddenly meet Robert Downey Jr. Are we going to be like, hey, Robert Downey Jr. Be like, oh my God, Robert Downey Jr. So
Yeah.
that's the
I'm gonna be
difference.
all over him.
Yeah.
Whoa, calm down there, soldier.
For those of you that are under 18 watching this, don't ever go near Jazz.
Yeah.
And we also see like a funny moment over there. I don't know if it's funny, but it wasn't so serious when Coulson says that Thor smells like lavender, even though he's dead. I guess another fanboy moment for Coulson over there. And then he asked, how does Tony's death and Barton's death relate? And this time, for the first time, we see Fury say there was an idea, but like in doubt, like he wasn't so sure. He was like, there was an idea, and he just walks away. So, now it's a wash. It's never going to happen. So you're so sad. And then, of course, both of them start smelling that lavender smell. I don't know why they were doing that. But yeah. Then we jump to Wednesday.
No, this also goes back to the Guardians of the Galaxy, where Thor was like in Infinity War. Sorry, not Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity War, when Thor, meets the Guardians, and then, they put him in the ship, and then he was lying down, and then Drax was like, he's a man. Muscular man.
Yeah. Something looked like angel lah, body like stone lah.
Yeah, that's exactly Coulson. That's exactly whatever Drax did, that was exactly Coulson did.
Yeah, I guess Thor has that effect on people.
Yeah.
So we jump on Wednesday. So over here, we are at Culver University, Virginia. So this is where Bruce Banner and Betty Ross were initially scientists in that university, researching all this gamma stuff and everything. So Natasha meets Betty. I think Betty was voiced by Liv Tyler, same from the movies. I'm not sure. I didn't do my research on that, so please forgive me. And when they meet, Betty actually acknowledges and says that they've actually met before. So and she thinks that Natasha is here looking for Bruce. So it means that Natasha has come looking for Bruce way earlier before itself, I guess, to recruit him for the Avengers program. So Natasha mentions to Betty that she's here about Tony Stark because she believed that he was murdered, and she asked for Betty's help to figure out what went wrong. So they are in the lab, and then Betty looks into the syringe, and she said that the syringe is fine, and we see the image of the tip being broken. So I guess something broke through from the tip, and when Betty says it looks like a tiny projectile shot from the inside. So immediately then I knew what's going on. It's probably Ant-Man, that kind of thing. Then Marvel diverts that idea by making Natasha say, is it nanotech? So it made me think twice. Oh shit, nanotech, maybe you're someone else, that kind of thing. And then Natasha sees the Stanley's Pizza uniform and cap. So as we all know, in Hulk, when Edward Norton was playing as Hulk in the MCU, he and Betty actually meet secretly in Stanley's Pizza. And even when he comes to meet Betty in the university, he dresses up as a Stanley's Pizza delivery man. And, he bribes Louis Ferrigno. So, Louis Ferrigno was the guy who acted as Hulk in the 80s TV series. So that was a nice nod. So Natasha knew that, someone is hiding. So she knew that Bruce was hiding over there. And
then I just when you said the Edward Norton, this is like this scene right here, whatever that's happening, and whatever happens after this, like in the bridge, when you see Natasha and also Bruce Banner walking at the bridge in the lab, right? We see this is very parallel to the Edward Norton movie. But you can see how Marvel retcon this particular episode itself. They literally made Mark Ruffalo into this particular scene. You know, they just changed it immediately. But even you can see the how do you say, the character of this Hulk. You see it's Mark Ruffalo's features there. They just like recorded it so that you just have to totally forget about Edward Norton's scene. And then when you come to the bridge, you see Hulk, you know, getting into. Then you see all the army. You see Thunderbolt Ross all coming. So it's very parallel. This just Marvel. You see, this is what you see this again in What If. This is what you can do wonders. You can retcon things. You can change things from previous movies. It's so cool what Marvel comes up with.
Yeah.
I think they're like trying to erase Edward Norton's image from any Marvel related stuff. You know? Yeah. Even the Hulk also, they, you know, they I mean, the only thing different with this Hulk is the hair lah. That's the only thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Actually, I want to ask Judge, did you realize when this Hulk, when he transformed, did you realize the hair?
Yes. I saw the hair and I knew that, you know, they followed the 2008 Hulk, not the Avengers Hulk. Anyway, guys, thank you for finishing half of the script for me before I could jump over there.
It's okay, so you can move on then.
Okay, so I guess that part covers it. So we jump to back in New Mexico. So Coulson, you know, he goes out for a coffee, and then when he comes to the base, the Asgardians arrive. And you know, the way he explains, Nick Fury asks, how are they dressed up? You know, do they look like they're from Earth? And Coulson says Middle Earth. So that is a Lord of the Rings nod over there. And then so the Asgardians, they come saying that especially Loki was leading the army, and he says that he came for vengeance for his brother's death. So and he uses the casket of ancient winters. Of course, this is the frost giant weapon, which was confiscated by Odin from the Thor movies. So you know, he uses this to attack them, and then Fury says that we are fighting the same enemy. Okay, we are fighting the same enemy, and you know, even our people died, good people died. So not only your brother. And he asked for time to help Loki to find out who is the killer. So Loki gives him until the next day sunrise to figure out.
I think the like how you say, the character now for Loki, he was already, we all know that he was voiced by Tom Hiddleston, but you see how much depth that he has given to this character. Even the animated also, we fell in love. If even was voiced by someone else, I don't think we would have been like like how hyped we were. But you see how Tom Hiddleston has given his voice for this Loki. I honestly felt that throughout this episode, Loki was also such a very vital role, especially when Tom Hiddleston has given this voice for Loki. I'm so glad that Marvel brought Tom Hiddleston back to voice for Loki for What If episodes.
Yeah. I especially, you know, with his accent and everything, it stands out, lah. You know, Tom Hiddleston's accent. So of course we go back to the university, to Culver University. So you know that the bridge scene, someone actually shoots Bruce Banner when they were at the bridge. Okay, and over here also we know it was on purpose, because of course the soldiers said that, you know, it wasn't them, and we know someone did this to irritate and to bring out the Hulk. So and then we see the scene, the exact same scene from the movie, like you mentioned, with the long hair, and you know, Hulk fights off the soldiers and everything. Betty tries to stop her father from shooting Hulk, and this is where the interesting thing happens. Suddenly he starts expanding. You know, the moment when he was expanding, I thought it was a nod to the 2003 Hulk, the Eric Bana Hulk, you know, because every time you shoot, he grows bigger and bigger when he's more angry. But this one was the other way around. He explodes
from the inside.
Yeah, from the inside.
It's so weird.
and you know the sound they gave when he was expanding, then they'll show his eyes, then got a sound like poof, then poof, he just exploded.
No, I think the way he exploded was quite wasn't sad. I didn't feel sad. I was like, oh, what? That was funny. That kind of a feeling.
Yeah. And especially because when he popped, it was all smoke, It wasn't like splat
Yeah.
or anything.
I thought there was going to be some green blood or something like that, but it was just like
Yeah.
nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Disney didn't go the gory route lah. They made it like
Because-
green mist instead. Just imagine it was all blood.
Because we
Yeah.
all know it's Disney, so yeah. That's
Children
bloodshed.
friendly.
No, then again, I'm thinking green blood would look more like slime.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
yeah.
So we see Betty over there crying, saying that he can't die because, as we all know, Hulk can't die. So this was a very shocking moment because, like, wow, someone actually managed to kill the unkillable beast, So the story was getting interesting over there itself. So then we jump. That goes back because the scene it jumps and interlaps in between. We have Fury scene and the Hulk scene going on simultaneously at the same time. So that was all done, and then we jump to the old public library somewhere at night. We see Natasha asking for Coulson's password. So and he didn't want to tell, and it turns out his password is #Steve. I love Steve 0704. So that is a major fanboy over there. We all know Coulson really loves Steve Rogers. Reason why 0704 because American dating format is the month and the day. So July 4th. So which is the 4th of July. That is the birthday of Captain America. I think it was 4th of July 1928. If I'm not mistaken, Steve Rogers' birthday. Then, so once she accesses the database of S.H.I.E.L.D., she looks at the most recent login of the users. So in the login, we have Coulson, we have Nick Fury, we have Maria Hill, we have Alexander Pierce, who is a Hydra agent also, and then we see Janet Van Dyne. So of course at the top over there you can see each person is active. Janet Van Dyne is stated as deceased. So when if she's deceased, how did she log into the database recently? And this is where it gets a bit confusing because Natasha says, how can someone who died 2 years ago access the database? But later on, I think we'll discuss more about that. Who exactly died 2 years ago? That's where the blurriness comes in. So initially we thought it was someone invisible that encounters Natasha. Even that time, I didn't really notice when it was someone invisible fighting her. I thought it was Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, because she can phase through and everything. So they fight, and then Natasha calls Nick Fury and she says, "It's hope. It's all about hope." So at that time we knew, okay, the enemy is Ant-Man lah. Something happened to Hope Van Dyne. And Fury is at the diner with Phil Coulson, and talking about how everyone who are in the Avengers initiative died. And then Coulson says that there's still one Avenger left, which is Fury, because he's the director for it. Then he says, I'm not the only Avenger, or there's not the only Avenger left.
Yeah, I'm not the only Avenger left.
I'm not the only Avenger left. So he goes to his car, open his glove compartment, and he takes out that pager, that custom-made pager for Captain Marvel. He attempts to call her, but then he doesn't, because I think the word rings in his head. Hope, it's all about hope. So I guess he figured out who is the enemy, and he immediately gets into his car to go meet Loki. Coulson asks, "Where are you going?" He said, "I don't know. It's either to make a deal with a god or a pact with the devil or something like that, along those lines." And then he bravely confronts the destroyer. I mean, if it's me, when the thing looks at me like that, I just piss my pants. But and he can ask, "Do you have a name, soldier?" So the balls of this guy.
That is typical Nick Fury lah. I think it's not even typical. I think it's just typical Samuel L. Jackson being Samuel L. Jackson, I guess.
Yeah. He got balls of steel. No, I'm not Okay,
Nilesh,
so
it's okay.
and even that time over there, we can see Loki actually built like a fortress, an ice fortress. It
Yeah.
looked like the Fortress of Solitude from Superman, but yeah, this is Loki's fortress because he's he's part frost giant. Yeah, and then we jump to Thursday. So Thursday, we see Nick Fury walking into a grave, and he sees Hope Van Dyne tombstone. So we know Janet is dead, Hope is dead, but who died 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Because I think that when Natasha saw Janet's login, she says someone died 2 years ago. How come they're still alive? But if Janet died 2 years ago, then when did Hope died? Was it
Yeah.
very recently? So do you guys have any
No,
theories about it?
but Janet wouldn't have died 2 years ago because we all know that in Ant-Man itself, Hank will actually tell Hope that the mother, I mean, she was young when the mother died, when Janet died, so it cannot be her. So the 2 years ago must have been Hope, Hope dying 2 years ago, and well, the villain Hank Pym was the one actually trying to vengeance his daughter.
Okay, but why was Janet Van Dyne's login there?
Because she was actually working for Shield at that time with Hank Pym. So when she shrink and she died, somehow or rather Hope also found a way to work for Shield after that.
Yeah. I mean, that one we know lah. They are agents and all. But then the question here is, Janet Van Dyne's login was the recent one.
Yeah.
If you see the timestamps, it was all the same date with different time. So when she saw Janet Van Dyne, that's when she says, "Why would someone who's dead 2 years ago log in?"
Yeah, because
So it's either she saw
they must have been thinking it was Hope initially. I don't think Hank would have died 2 years ago, right? It doesn't make sense.
But I think they know what happened to Hope lah.
Yeah.
If I know, they should know what happened because the theory. I mean, we should know what happened. Okay, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. All right, but no, for me, I just feel that maybe it's Hank.
Yeah, I think Hank would have used Janet Van Dyne's access, to log in to. But it's just that when Natasha says, "Why would someone die 2 years ago?" Access. If she see Hope Van Dyne's login access, maybe she can say that. Why would someone who's dead 2 years ago log in? But she sees Janet Van Dyne, and then I really think that there was some kind of miswritten script over there because I think everyone was confused in that part. It was Janet Van Dyne's login, but Natasha says someone who was dead 2 years ago. Someone who was dead 2 years ago should be Hope.
I think maybe it's simply because let's just say because this is a different now this is a multiverse storyline, right? Let's just say maybe because we all know from the Ant-Man movies, Hank Pym initially worked for the Shield, okay, and we see in this movie in this series we see Janet Van Dyne pops out in the login. She's working for Shield, and we also know that Hope also started to work for Shield. So maybe we could safely say that Hope and Janet Van Dyne worked for Shield, but not Hank Pym. So when let's just say maybe Janet Van Dyne died 2 years ago. She died 2 years ago, and then later on, shortly in the short term while, Hope also died, and Hank Pym couldn't take it because they worked both for Shield, and also because you see towards the end, you see Hank Pym blames Nick Fury. You use them, you make use of them for your own issues or whatsoever. So maybe he in this particular storyline, he didn't work for Shield, but then he just want to go get vengeance because his family worked for Shield and that there was circumstances with, and now he's facing it. So maybe that could play out in a way.
Yeah, I would want to go with your theory, Harvin, because that is what makes my heart soothing a bit because I keep questioning. So maybe I'll just say, okay, Janet died 2 years ago, then not long after Hope died. So probably, Okay, and so we see Hope's tombstone in the grave, and then we see the villain Hank Pym arrives in what seems to be a mixture of the yellow jacket and the Ant-Man suit. Because the helmet is like Ant-Man's helmet, but the jacket is yellow jacket. and it turns out he's the villain, and he says that he's angry with Shield and he blames Nick Fury and Shield for the death of his wife and death of daughter. So this can sort of explain, because you see Hank Pym is a bit estranged. He looks crazy, and this actually relates to the comics, because in the comics, the longer Hank actually used the yellow jacket suit, the longer he used the suit, the Pym particles affected his brain chemistry to make him go cuckoo a bit. So that is what they are playing over here. Probably that's why the yellow jacket suit and everything.
And even in the comics, he was actually a villain. I mean, in that particular part of the comics, he was actually a villain, and he was going bad, like bad shit, ape shit, whatever you want to call it. He was going bad. So they kind of like tie into the comics.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is maybe all three of them worked for Shield at one point, and then because of the death of his two beloved family members, maybe that made him go like, I'm gonna get all out to get revenge, and things like that. Because it doesn't make sense, because as far as Yellow Jacket is sort of like a slightly different sort of character in the comics. But here you can see a mixture of both, the Ant-Man suit and the Yellow Jacket itself. So maybe at one point in time he was Ant-Man, and then because of the change of persona, there's the change of clothing as well. So this is what played in my mind when I saw him, with the Yellow Jacket lah.
Yeah, that's possible also. That's possible.
All I can think of, I'm angry, I'm gonna go with yellow. Okay, so now here is the interesting part. Hank explains that when Hank blames Nick Fury for Hope's death, Nick says that Hope was murdered in a mission in Odessa, Ukraine. Okay, so now if we look closely in Captain America Winter Soldier, Natasha says that she was on a mission in Odessa, Ukraine, and she was shot by the Winter Soldier, and the Winter Soldier was Bucky Barnes. So this actually implicates that Natasha didn't go for this mission, but Hope went on the mission instead. So Hope was actually murdered by Bucky, if I would say.
Yeah, sort of. You could say, yeah.
Yeah. That's how the story connects lah. Yeah, it does connect that way.
No, because like in this, later in the end we reach that part, right? But in this timeline or multiverse, you want to call it, this is where like this whole Captain Carter thing didn't happen. Those were still following the OG original multiverse, but just one or two things changed lah. Maybe the whole Hope becoming part of Agent, that her decision itself changed and created this whole multiverse, this timeline. So the Winter Soldier thing is possible lah.
Yeah.
I think now, like what Eric said, since Eric touched upon it, it's really true, because
I didn't go deep. We're gonna go save it for later.
Yeah, it's okay. Because let's just say now, like how Eric said, Peggy Carter. Since you mentioned Peggy Carter, you see in Peggy Carter, towards the end, you see Samuel L. Jackson, you see Nick Fury and also Clint Barton. They acknowledge Captain Carter, the history played out. She's the one holding the shield and everything. But in this episode, you see Nick Fury he's going to find the shield. You get what I mean? He's good at the end of it. He's going to go find the shield. So there is you already see the story play out, right? It is multiverse. It's no like everything stacked up into one alternate realities. I don't think it's alternate reality also after this. It's just different universe. It totally just different universe playing out in a different circumstances.
See, Harvin, I didn't say that part because I wanted to wait till the end, but you had to.
Okay. Right? We are already going to the end also anyways. But
I've been getting excited already ever since the Hulk. So I think if that's the case, I think Eric, we can agree that my earlier theory that Marvel was just lazy to change the Captain Carter piece of glass at the beginning.
Yeah, it could be possible.
Yeah, I mean for whoever's watching, because Eric's initial theory was in the beginning when they showed the shard of glass with Captain Carter and then going to different universes, it was believed that Captain Carter's one change of decision brought up the whole what if universe. But then now it turns out that they are different universes. Everyone made different decisions and they are playing out in their own universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they talk about it, and then
Wait.
Hank-
That, in my defense, there was actually a theory going on saying that there is a possibility that was eventually Steve's fate to become Captain America. Because after Peggy goes through the space stone, you want to call it Tesseract, no one else is there. Who is supposed to take over the role?
mental.
Yeah. So there's still a possibility because we all know that Howard Stark is still alive. We know Steve is okay, he just wasn't super yet. And we know that he was actually playing using Howard's suit, Stark's suit. So we know that he can still be it's his fate to become Captain America eventually. So we don't know yet whether it's a different timeline or the same timeline. It still could be. We don't know yet.
Touche.
Yeah, I am trying to hold a lot of things in. Jess, can we just quickly do this last
Yeah,
bit?
just go with the last bit and then we like break it down.
Okay. So we'll save it for the end. I'll just finish this. So yeah, Hank is, all angry and grumpy and everything, and then he fights Nick Fury, and then suddenly I was like, wow, Nick actually has got some moves. With absolute position, he jumps and avoids and everything. So at that time also it seemed fishy, like, okay, you know what? I don't think that's Nick Fury because I don't think he does that. And then he starts to disappear and everything. So we know that, this is Loki's tricks. Because Loki can do that multiple people and then disappear. So when Hank Pym knew this, he tried to escape, but of course Loki froze him with the cascade of ancient winters, and Fury captures him. And he pulls out something from Hank's suit. I think it's the regulator, but it wasn't really clear. I tried playing it so many times, I couldn't really figure out, but I believe it's the regulator. And then Nick Fury gives this whole talk about S.H.I.E.L.D. is people willing to give their lives for something greater than themselves to save the world from men like you. And then after that he pulls out the regulator, and I was thinking, if only Nick Fury knew that S.H.I.E.L.D. was all compromised by Hydra, he wouldn't be saying this kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, let him find out later if in fact Hydra is behind S.H.I.E.L.D. in this universe. And all those ended, and then we see, for me it felt like a Scooby-Doo moment, when they capture Hank Pym. I think the ending, they could have done it a bit better. So they just capture Hank Pym and they walk away. So I just thought, Scooby-Doo, like, if it wasn't for these meddling kids, and he's walking away. So right after that, Fury says that Loki's job is done here, and he can leave Earth, take Mew Mew with him. And then he says no, he's actually planning to extend his stay in Midgard. So Midgard is also known as Earth. For those of you who don't know. And when he say extend his stay, I thought he's gonna just take a vacation.
Yeah, I thought that's when he's gonna pull off the train heist, the airplane heist thingy or something like that, and do something fun. But turns out it wasn't.
What's the name?
Yeah, I keep forgetting the name.
DB Cooper.
Yeah, DB Cooper thingy. I was gonna do something like that or what, but it wasn't a happy ending lah, per se.
Yeah, it wasn't a happy ending. Turns out Loki went all the way to the United Nations. This was Friday, the next day. That was Thursday night, that event happened.
Yeah.
The next day, he goes to United Nations and then he gives the speech, the exact speech he says in the Avengers, saying that, you crave to be subjected and you need to be ruled and everything. So we know that Loki now rules Earth without any interruption from the Avengers because the Avengers are dead.
But then get to the part, Jess. Yeah.
Okay. But then we go to the S.H.I.E.L.D. base, and then we see all the caskets of the heroes, and it was weird because they really didn't become heroes, but they already got the official logos on their caskets.
This was I honestly, the moment I saw that, I thought about the Batman versus Superman when Batman saw the video footage of Lex Luthor's who he's searching on. You see immediately Aquaman has his own logo, the Flash has his own logo, Wonder Woman has his own logo. So I also saw this, I was a bit kind of disappointed because you didn't get to know Thor. Nick Fury didn't get to know Thor immediately. You didn't have the relationship, but then you gave his logo immediately. And everything. So I was like, okay, all right, I'll take it in. It's fine.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
how would you know that Thor actually uses the hammer? He didn't even pick up the hammer
Yeah.
for you to know.
But
But yeah,
I think this was just like it's like Disney's way of like not showing a dead body, but showing like who is in which coffin and things like that. So I think that was the way lah.
Kid friendly.
Yeah, kid friendly.
I think we can let it slide lah.
Yeah, actually, I think we can like that because also we already see these characters throughout 10 years plus, so it's fine. It's not like how was Justice League. We just saw like one movie.
Yeah, an already got logo. So now we come to the gist of the ending, which I think Harvin kind of spoiled earlier also.
Yeah.
But I'll forgive him. So we see Nick Fury going all alone in the wrecked Hydra aircraft, and he finds Captain America's shield over there. So he says, "Welcome back, Cap." Oh wait, Harvin didn't spoil it. Eric spoiled it when he told about Steve was fit to become Captain America.
Yeah, because I wanted to explain my whole decision thing.
He started it.
Yeah, but I didn't say the shield. Okay, I didn't say the shield. I just say it's his fate to become Captain America.
Okay.
But I was surprised to see Captain Marvel there lah.
Yes, I wanted
I
to
was
say that,
surprised.
but
I was surprised she showed up.
But the only thing I felt like, since all the Avengers are dead, now Nick Fury is going to get back Captain America. We have Captain also, like we have two captains now to rule lead the Avengers. Like which do I call captain? Captain Marvel, Captain America.
Now they don't call it the Avengers Initiative. They call it the Captain's Initiative.
The captain.
the Captain's Initiative. Yeah. Well, he did say that Captain Marvel was the last resort, so he had to resort to calling her.
Now this will be a different kind of band lah, with Captain Marvel and Captain America inside, and I don't know who else they can hire. I mean, who else they can get after that? You got Hank Pym with his tech down the drain. No one is there to give Ant-Man, so Ant-Man is not there.
Yeah.
There's Spider-Man still there, but he won't be getting his tech from Tony.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is still there. Who else? Yeah, it's gonna be a really cool new Avengers. I think in one of the comics there's actually a concept like this. With Captain Marvel part of it, and then we have Spider-Man also and Doctor Strange. Yeah, that's it lah.
I think probably that's what they're going for.
Yeah, we don't know if there's gonna be a follow-up episode to this. Maybe not, because the title also was like, what if? How's the title again? What if there was no Avengers?
The Avengers went DOA.
Yeah. So I from the title itself you can see that it's actually a one episode thing.
Yeah.
A fun one episode thing.
But we all know that it's already seeding up. They want to do like a multi. Like I explained it before. Like they want to do like this. The Guardians of the Multiverse. That's what I remember. We saw the characters King Killmonger, the Star-Lord Black Panther, Star-Lord T'Challa, and Gamora, and Captain Carter and everything, like how we saw from the trailer. So probably these little bits episodes will lead up to a connection, like an Avengers level kind of plot line, because we do see in the trailer where the Dark Doctor Strange actually communicates with Captain Carter. So from there that this will follow up to a storyline.
Yeah.
Arvind just took everything out of my head. I was like so ready to say it, and Arvind just said everything.
Yeah, he's on the roll today lah.
Yeah. No, but I agree with Arvind when he says that. I think these are like from different universe, and then there'll be some point in time they all will come together and form like what Arvind says, like an Avengers sort of like maybe there will be a common enemy to the timelines, something like that.
Yeah, probably lah. I would agree. So
There is a rumor the common enemy for this what if series is actually the Ultron character. Like we saw from the poster, Ultron wielding the Infinity Stones. Like it's more like an Ultron merge with Thanos kind of character. So that we will. Sorry, not Ultron and Thanos. Ultron and Vision. Vision with an Ultron. What the mechanics with, and also with the Infinity Stone. So probably he might be the big bad of this series.
I was expecting something like Mephisto, but then never mind lah.
Soon.
Soon.
You'll get it
Don't worry, Sean. We all are going to see Mephisto soon. Like how actually when Jess mentioned that when Nick Fury, when he said that you want to do something and then you either do something or make a deal with the devil, another devil Easter egg there right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, soon.
So, I mean, we still have a few more episodes to go. I think we have another.
This is the third one, so we
Six.
have another 6. Yeah.
Yeah, we have another 6 more episodes to go. So a lot to uncover over there. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, basically that is all for What If Episode 3, which is what if the Avengers were DOA. So once again, we really hope that you guys enjoyed our discussion. There were a bit of loopholes, and we hope that we covered everything, and maybe give you a clarity and a peace of mind if you're confused with some stuff. But if there are some things that we missed out and you have an idea of something, please don't forget to leave your comments below in our video. We'll be always happy to read them, and you'll also expand our knowledge. And last but not least, please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel to get more contents from the Geek Street. We are the Geek Street, and the street has spoken. Till then, see you guys. Bye-bye.
Ciao guys.
Good night, everybody.
Bye. Take care.
Good night. Bye bye.